Hey guys, I'm back with another Sims 4 speed build. Now, this is the second of a series, so if you want to know the other buildings in the back, I would recommend watching the first episode, but they're all just room speed builds, so I don't really think that it's needed to watch them. This time I am building a living room. In the bottom you can see the price that I had. I think it was somewhere around 12,000, maybe 13,000. And I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do for this, but I know that I love that fireplace. That is my favorite fireplace. I try to put it in all of my living room builds. So I was like, I have to put it in here because I love it. But besides that, like I would say living rooms are possibly my worst skill. Besides like everything else, including exterior, but I'm really bad at getting the living rooms to look good. I'm sure that if I got that kit that has the sectionals, I would be much better at it. But it always feels just a little bit awkward for me, and I always try to make it in this very open sense that makes it hard because I want to put surrounding sofas everywhere, and that just never looks good for me. You can see that I'm struggling with it. I keep on trying to make the room smaller because I think that'll make the fact that I'm a poor builder a little bit less noticeable. I don't think it helps. Now, with this build, I would say that I really struggled with spending enough money. For those of you who don't know, I randomize the budget that I have and I randomize the room that I do, and I have to get rid of as much money or simoleons that I have for the budget. Because if I had a budget of 15,000 and I only use 5,000, it would kind of make the fact that I got 15,000 disingenuine. So I struggled with that because a lot of the furniture isn't that expensive. For a lot of these rooms that I'm doing, I just had to add a lot of like paintings to increase the value of the room where I normally would not. I don't use paintings that often because I think they can look a little bit clunky and it looks weird to have paintings in every room because in your actual house, do you have paintings in every one of your rooms? No. And another thing that I tried to do is fill up the area with plants, and I could not get a lot of that done. It looked like plants are just not expensive in this game, so I was really struggling with that. And here, I'm struggling with the rug. I could not get a rug that looked good for this setup that I have at all. Now, I don't keep this setup. I get rid of the couches that I have just because I love those couches. I really do. I think they're so hard to look good because they always seem very formal for me. And I like this feels like a formal living room, like where you'd have your business deals. This by no means feels like the place where you're watching like the Super Bowl. It feels too formal and maybe antique for me, but I still tried. And you can see the fact that I love that vampire. Is it a chaise? I don't know. Roast me in the comments for saying that wrong, but I love that couch and I want to put it in all my builds, but it's such a certain Victorian era style that it really doesn't look good with a lot of stuff and I have to pick and choose where it does look good. And you can see a bunch of this is just me struggling to see which couches I have. And the worst part is I have so many packs. It's not like I should struggle with knowing what furniture to use. And if you don't have any packs, it's nearly unmanageable to have to do any style because it always looks just a little bit tacky and the like base game Sims 4 really only has modern. So if you want to go for something antique or maybe more homey or maybe more like not modern, it would be very difficult to do. I will say, looking at this in post, I didn't notice how blue those chairs were. When I was looking at them in the game, they gave me very green, but maybe I just can't see. And I love that wooden bench. I think it's really cute, but I don't use it that often because it doesn't go well with a lot of styles. I don't even think it goes well here, if I'm going to be honest with you. I think a lot of these styles clash, and I think I could have had a little bit more success with this living room if I did not use that white fireplace. But I was struggling with it. And also, yes, it does bother me that the living room is off centered. I found that it just looked the best that way. It's just hard, and I wish that the rugs weren't like that. I for this one almost just decided to do like carpet rugs, like you know how with the flooring there's carpet, like not like an actual carpet, but just put a rug down. Like you, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Oops, sorry about that. Not my phone going off. I'm all popular now. Not actually, it's just one person. But I don't really like this build, and I'm not sure what I could do to make it better. I am a fan of carpets in The Sims though. I love adding carpet to the rooms. And everyone's probably like, "Oh, why not use hardwood flooring? Hardwood looks so much better than carpet." I like carpet. I think it looks fun. I don't really like it in person, but I think it's cute unlike The Sims. It's a fun idea. And when I have a carpet in The Sims, it makes me feel like I don't need a rug. So maybe it's just for me to cover up the fact that I'm a poor builder. Another thing that I'm struggling with here is to find the smaller version of the curtains I just used for the bigger windows. And you can see that I don't find it. I have to switch it out for a different one because I couldn't find it. And I don't usually use blinds in this, but I use them as like a way to get rid of more money this time. And I will say, blinds are very struggling. They annoy me a lot. And I will say, from this point to the end of the video, it's really just me trying to figure out how to get rid of that extra almost 6,000. I was really struggling with that because there's only just so many expensive things. Like, cause with beds, there's like a $12,000 bed that you could use if you wanted to get rid of a lot of money. But with like couches, like there's just not that much, and you can't really get really expensive carpets or rugs, and it's hard, right? So I was like, I didn't want to make it bigger because I thought that would make it look tacky. And I just ended up adding a lot of wall decor that I didn't think looked that cute. That's kind of the fun part, I guess. You can see me fiddling around with this. I didn't really like how either of these looked because it was too off-centered, and now I'm finally putting on wallpaper. But I was really struggling with this, and I think the pieces of art that I ended up deciding on don't look good. I don't know why I chose to use them. It kind of infuriates me honestly because I think it looks tacky, and I'm going for a very family home heirloom, like there's a certain style I'm going for, and then the pieces of artwork that I decide to pick up and put in don't match very well. So you might be wondering to yourself, well, why did you even post this then? Listen, I didn't hate it that much. I'll give it an average out of mine. And I'm much more happy for the other builds that I did for the series because I have in fact finished all of them. I have at least like 2 or 3 more videos on this series alone that I'm gonna get rid of, or not get rid of, but finish today and upload later. And I think it looks really cute. Also, this is the paintings that I'm talking about, the jazz people. I don't know why I decided to pick them. I think it looks so tacky what I did. It's so tacky. And I try to put them there, and it's just not that cute, honestly. I was trying for something. I really was. On a different note, it is time for me to say goodbye. I will see you guys next episode when I come back with more rooms that I have built.